Okay, so let us take a small example to understand this comparison operator. So I'm going to write a function called as, so I'll be taking two variables called as x and y. Okay, so the value I'm giving for x is 10 and y is equals to 20. So now I'm comparing this both. Okay, so I will write cout x is greater than y. Okay, so what can it be printed? If I write this in double quotes, then we can get uh, the values which is as it is written. But when I'm trying to write the comparison operator, here I'm comparing if we are checking if x is greater than 10. Okay, so I'm gonna save this and let us run the program and let's check what happens. Okay, so the answer you got is 0. So what did we learn? 0 means false, right? So 0 means x is not greater than 1. So if I try to write x is less than y and run the program, so what might be the output? The output will be 1, which is in the Boolean format. Okay, see, you can see the output as 1 because x is greater than y. So this is the answer we are getting. So this is simple comparison operator. So similarly, we have greater than or equals to, less than or equals to symbols. So how do we use this greater than or less than? See, if I take x equals to 10 and y is equals to 10, so these both are equal. Okay, but I'm not sure what is the value. So I'm writing if x greater than or equals to y. Okay, so if greater than or equals to y, so what will be the output? It is 1. Means the meaning of less than or equals to operator is it will check if for the first time it will check if x is less than y. If it is true, then the output will be true. If it is not less, it will check either if x equals y. So it will also check for both of the condition. So this is how we use two operators in one. So it checks both the condition if x is less than or equals to y. So it just checks either the condition. If any of these condition is true, then the output will be true or else it will be false. The similarly happens with greater than or equals to. So when you take greater than or equals to, it will check if x is greater than y. If it is true, it will return. If x is not greater than 5, it should be either equal to 5. If both the condition doesn't match, only then we will be getting the false value or else the answer will be true. So similarly, we also have another comparison operator that is equals to. So here you can see instead of one equals, we are writing double equals. So what is this? It only returns true if both the values are true. That is x is true and y is true. If both are same, then it will be true. So I have taken x equals to 10 and y is equals to 10. So the answer will be 1. So if I take any of the value which is not matching, so I will be getting a false value because x and y are not same. So the answer will be false. Okay. So these are some of the comparison operator. And there is another comparison operator called as not equals. Not equals is just opposite to the equals operator. Okay. It should be that x and y should always be different. The meaning of x not equals to y is x and y should always be different. If it is the same, the answer will be false. If it is not same, that is x is not equals to y, the answer will be true. So I have taken x equals to 2 and y is equals to 10. So obviously x is not same as y. So the answer will be true. So these are some of the comparison operators. So moving on, we have a logical operators. As you can see here, we have few logical operators. And to name few logical operators, there are basically three types of logical operators. That is and operator. So this is pronounced as and. Okay. And also we have or operator. So this is pronounced as or. And also we have not operator. Okay. So and or and not. So these are three of the operators we have. Okay. So this is pronounced as not. Let us see how we can use this and or and not. So before using it, first we will understand what is and or and not. Okay. So these are logical operators, and is used to return if both the statements are equal. So let me explain you by taking a small uh, comment example. Okay, so I'm taking x is equals to 10. Okay, so I'm checking if x is less than 5. Also I will be adding another statement, that is x should be also less than 9. So if both the statements satisfies, if both the statements are true, then only the answer will be true. Okay, so returns true if both the statements are true. Okay, but in the case of or, it's not compulsory both the statements should be true. If any of the statements are true, like if I take x is less than 11, here one of the statement might be false because 10 is not greater than, so 10 is not greater than 11. So what happens, this condition might be false. So in this case, what happens, if even one condition matches, the answer will be true. Okay, and not is nothing but it just gives the reverse of the result. So if it is true, it will just turn it to the false. If it is false, it will just turn it to the true. It will just had an opposite, it just prints the opposite of the given value. So let us take an example for this and learn what are logical operators. Okay, so logical operators. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a value of x. Okay, so int x equals 10. So now what I'm checking? I'm checking if x is greater than. So see out. So what I want to print is, so x should be greater than 11 and x should be less than 5. So what happens? This condition will be false now because because 10 is not greater than 11. All, and also what we are doing? We are checking 10 is less than 5. So what might be the answer? So this condition is true and this condition is false. So obviously the output will be false. Okay, just try to give the space between the values. Okay. So now what we are trying to do is I'm taking both the statements like 10 is greater than 1 and also 10 is greater than 11. Okay. So both the statements satisfies the condition, hence the output will be true. So similarly, I'm going to take or now. So how is or written? So it is written like this. So x is greater than 1 and y is greater than 1. So both the conditions are true. So the answer will be true. But what if I take this as false? So this statements, that is 10 greater than 11. 10 is not greater than 11. So this will be false and this will be true. So what happens in this case? The answer will be true. Why? Because for or, it is not necessary that both the statements should be true. If any one of the statements satisfy the condition, the answer will be true. But What if both the condition are false? In this case, the answer for or also will be false because both the condition doesn't satisfy it. So it will be false. Okay. So let us take an example for not now. So why how this not is used? Not is used using this symbol. Okay. So now I have taken a value for x. Okay. So what I will be doing, I will be writing not of, okay, x is greater than 11. So what is x greater than 11? X is greater than 11. 10 greater than 11 is false, but the answer will be true. So let us run the program. So as you can see, the answer is true now. Why? Because x is greater than 11 is false. But what if I take this as 5? X is greater than 5. The condition is true. So now this gonna print false because the opposite of true is false because we have taken the not operator. So whatever the results you give, that will be opposite of the actual result. So this is how the not function is used. Okay, so this is all about the logical operator.